Hello, we are back, episode 3. We're gonna continue the Alexander Oakland saga. Let's go. Anyways, I had to say this. Alexander Oakland and like these people in the what's his group name called again? Like Hell's Angels Elementary School. They're like nothing to me. They're like Emperor Pilaf to Imperfect Cell. Like, what are they gonna do? So they're not important to me. I have like actual threats against me. These people aren't one of them. These are just some little kids. But this is still pretty funnier, and it somehow gets funnier. Anyways, if you don't remember what happened last time, I was advertising my video on the Storyfire Discord server, which like McJuggernuggets kind of going wild online lately. But anyways, I was advertising my video, and this kid was getting mad for some reason. I have no idea why. And then he starts saying that he has connections and that he's a trained killer. Like this kid actually thought he was tough. Anyways, him and his friends joined my Discord server, and it somehow keeps getting funnier every time they talk. Also, I have to say, one of his friends has a Patrick Bateman profile picture, which like kind of explains a lot. But yeah, also this video contains like racist stuff and like NSFW. So if you don't want to see any of that, click off. Anyways, let me scroll. Yeah, starting it with racist slurs. Also, what is this name, bro? It's a wild name. I realize, oh shoot, y'all are friends with that one funny kid from the Storyfire Discord. Also, I'm gonna skip over some messages because this is pretty long. So, anyways, the one and only Alexander Oakland joined the Discord server. Like, oh my gosh, crazy. Also, 15 subscriber goals, crazy too. Like, that is so little. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, continuing with the racist stuff. Just gonna skip over this. Uh, he sent K-pop Demon Hunter porn, which I also have to say this. My server is an anarchy server. You can say whatever you want. Of course, I won't ban you unless you do two specific things. But he tried to at everyone. Obviously, didn't work. So I joked about it, like, well, that ping didn't work. He said, then turn on at everyone. Said, why? Because it's funny. And then I responded, this is funny. And then I continued with, are y'all part of Hell's Angels Elementary School? And then this Patrick Bateman, Patrick Bateman dude said, I'm not hanging around elementary schools anymore. I said, what do you mean? You're still in elementary school. He said, I'm older than you, buddy. Lie detected. Oh my gosh. You could be my old son. Whatever you say, hello, bro. Then the one and only Alexander Oakland said, "Can you add a channel for K-pop Demon Hunters porn?" I said, "No." He said, "But why?" And then I responded, "Bro watches K-pop Demon Hunters porn." This gets funnier every time y'all talk. He said, "Doesn't everyone?" You're alone on this one, bro. And I'm just gonna skip all this. And then he said, I look in the mirror to see a man in pain. How Bill felt after saying that. I'm in constant pain. I hate being alive. Which, like, oh my gosh, bro. Why is he lying now? If he's telling the truth, just like talk to someone. Don't like start venting in some random Discord server. I don't believe that. Also, this is a crazy way to join a Discord server. So, anyways, uh, this other person joined. Like these two are part of the Hell's Angels elementary school. This person, I don't think he is. So, anyways, he joined the server and he said, "What?" I just joined. What is this? He said it's Alex's server. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Alex was raped and extorted and is now John Wicking all of Discord as revenge. Oh my gosh, he's not that tough as you think, bro. The unfunny rape joke gave me PTSD. I don't know what all this is about. They're just yapping here. Just some weird conversation over here. I'm just gonna skip over this because it's kind of weird. Anyways, I came in. It's Alex's server. It's not. Uh, and then he said, "WTF is this?" Which is my video, part episode 2. You know, he said, "Keep up the grind. I love you, man. Don't listen to the haters." Which like, W man, I respect it. Anyways, he said, "I hope you get extorted. I hope you find God. I'll play for you. I'll pray for you, blood." And then in response to a wall of shame post I made about Noob Edison 1, which for some context, he's some Sam Give Me a One glazer who like made a 26-minute long live stream crying about me. He used to be an X fan. It doesn't matter to any of this. He said Noob Edison 1 works for me. Like, why is he lying? Why is he lying? Then Egg said, "This is Alex's server now. He owns it." Which like, no, no. And then this guy said, "They're just jealous. They get less D." And then I said, "For real?" And then he said, "How much D do you get?" And I'm like, of course, like I'm not gay. And then I respond, "You get negative," which like I get 0, so therefore they get negative. And then he's out the one and only Alexander Lee. No, Alexander Lee, what? No, Alexander Oakland said, "Sure about that, bud?" Said, "I'm not gay." "Aren't y'all in elementary school? Why are y'all talking about this?" Then he said, "You get no D, 0." And then Alex responded to me saying, why do you keep fantasizing about being school children?" Fantasizing? And then I said in response to the it's all like like disconnected because it's Discord. So I'm gonna try my best to explain it, but said he gets less than 0. And then the other guy who's in defense of me said, "Two negatives make a positive though," which like he's got a point. He's got a point. Like pretty good point. Nah, he just thinks he's tough. I have connections. True that. Rape is sometimes deserved, which is like crazy to say. Only if it's consensual rape between two adults. So like how Daniel rapes. Ugh. Then I said, "Heck nah. I ain't no pedophile. I ain't no pedophile." Alex is a bully, by the way. He's just a little kid. This funny, bro. You ever seen an engaged little kid? How he responds is the funniest thing ever. Are you taking the photo? Are you taking the photo? I always love seeing this photo of this very special moment. You mean child marriage? I'm expecting a written apology soon. Anyways, okay. That was done, right? This person who is a fan of me, pretty cool dude. In fact, he's on the wall fan art page, He made this W fan art. Why is it taking so long to load? W fan art. But yeah, let's get back into it. He joined the Discord server to send me something. Said, "Who do you?" Pollen said, "Who do you know here?" Viper said, "No one, but the owner will contact me. He recognized me." Cool, yes. Well, you should know that the Alex is the actual owner of the server. He's currently being silenced for bullying, speaking out against rape and extortion, but he will be back. And then Viper said, where's the owner role?" "Yeah, I don't see no owner role, but blood." Then Paulin said, "Don't be smart with me. You think that dumb little badge is what makes you an owner? The majority of the people in here recognize him as the leader." Which, like, who do you mean majority? There's only like four Alexander Oakland goons in here. Like, most of the people here are like for me. And like, of course, there's haters, but like all of the haters, including this dude, by the way, they can do way more than Alexander Oakland. Like, I know they'll be able to do way more than they can. Anyways, let's get back into it. But don't do this with me, or we can take it to the VC. And then I responded, I guess Big Stein, in response to this, right? He then Viper sent this recording of Pursuit. Doesn't have anything to do with it. That's crazy. Then I pinged Alex saying join VC. Then he said some losers reported him, and he cannot talk until tomorrow. We will be back. We will be back. And then I said, Paul, you join VC. Join Tough Man. And then I said he's too scared. He said I'm working my adult job. Why is he lying? Why is he lying? Anyways, let's skip this. Skip that. Egg said, I heard there were teenage boys here. Then I responded with, I heard there were third graders who thinks they're tough here. Egg said, I only like 18 plus teenagers, which like 18 plus isn't even teenagers, so like you kind of showed how old you are right there. But anyways, I responded with, you like people 3 times your age? And then he responded with, yes, I am 5 years old, which like crazy to say on Discord, like easily reportable. Like how don't you know that like this is easily reportable? Anyways, yeah, I said, yeah, you made it obvious. Then he said, Alex owns this server. He had some errands, but he'll be back shortly. Why is he lying? Why is he lying? Just wait. He will be back shortly, and he will really, really hurt your feelings. Oh my gosh. He actually sounds like a little kid. Think you've had your feelings hurt before? It will be nothing compared to how hurt they'll there will be when he comes back with his errand, buying vapes. Which, like, okay, I guess, bro. How bro felt after saying this. So this hurts my feelings. So womp womp. Okay, this is getting into the realm of extortion. I guess, Big Steen. Do you think it's cool to log on to the internet and hurt a random person's feelings? I'm going to report you. Oh my gosh. Daniel, please be nice and don't extort Egg. They've been through a lot. Just admit that this is no longer your server. Thanks. Just admit this is no longer your server. Like, I guess, bro. I guess, bro. So this is extortion. This is no longer your server. Alexander Oakland acquired this server. Like, no. No. Why are you lying? Let's skip this. Wow, just yap. This server makes me feel unsafe. Okay, then leave. And then Egg said, okay, but I want you to know that if I do, it's because you really hurt my feelings badly. So that's not nice, especially after what I said about my feelings. Every time I open up and be vulnerable with you, you send one of these lousy gifts. Doesn't make you feel good to log on to the internet and be mean to someone? This is so corny. Oh my gosh. This is this is so corny. These people actually think they're funny. Oh my gosh. Blah blah blah. Jarvis, how's the rage bait? Looks like they fell for it, sir. Darn it, I knew you were trolling. Fell for the rage bait again. Which, like, I kind of made it obvious. Like, I obviously don't care about these people. This is just funny to me. I cannot take you guys seriously. This funny. And then he said, does it help you sleep at night? Hurting my feelings? Hurting feelings is funny now? Just random internet strangers you log on to be mean to? What a life. Oh my gosh. These people are actual cornballs. I don't think he's a very nice person logging on to the internet just to rage bait, send mean gifts, and hurt feelings. And then the Alexander Oakland came back and said, this is my server. And then Alexander Oakland, let's go. Alexander Oakland is back. Let's go. The real Alexander Oakland is back. And then Fallen said, count your days. And responded with how bro felt after saying this, which like I don't think they know I was making fun of them in this joke because they responded with this with this emoji. But anyways, that's the end of the Alexander Oakland. You know, I'm a trained killer saga. I'm a trained killer, U.S. Marines. That's the end of that. I'm not gonna go back to this anytime soon because this is basically over. I honestly don't care about these people. I just thought this was funny. Kind of getting boring now because, this is just the same thing over and over again. Next video, I'm going to talk about something that happened a while ago. Uh, Anyways, that's done. Join the Discord server. It's an anarchy server. You can say anything you want. Subscribe. Bye.